Hey guys, what is going on? It is Crow97 here, and today I am back on the Hypixel server on Arena Brawl. And today I got something very special. I finally made it to level 10, as you can see down bottom here. And I've also saved up a lot of coins. I had 75,000, but I've already bought the new skill, which is an ultimate skill, and it is called Broodmother. So it's already active. It requires level 10, it requires 25,000 coins. And you can read what it does. So it summons a large spider that will chase down and poison the targeted enemy player, dealing 200 damage over 6 seconds. When it's slain, the Broodmother spawns 4 spiderlings that deal 5 damage each per attack. So we're going to go test this out and see what happens. Alright guys, so the first thing that you should take note of is where you can actually spawn this little creature. So you can't just spawn it wherever you're standing, as I'll show you now when I get away from this guy. If I try and place it down here, it comes up with a little message down bottom saying there is no valid player within range. So that means you can't just stand in the corner of the map or whatever and spawn your spider. You have to actually be very close to the player, in fact almost under them you have to click to spawn this spider. So I'll just do that now. I'll try and get someone on their lonesome. So it looks like this girl is in the back here, so this will be perfect. She's AFK, we'll see what it does to her. Don't attack my spider, what are you doing? Okay, it's going for someone else apparently because I think she's left the game. This guy's just hitting it, and the hits are actually coming down bottom, so he just killed the first one, and all the little cave spiders are going for him. He is running like crazy. I wonder if so they're not going to switch players. That's another interesting thing to note. Is they're all staying on the same player, they're all going after him, they're not doing too much damage, and his fireball just killed one of them, and there's one left which is running after him. Another thing to note is that they do teleport, just like you saw there. They do actually teleport to catch up to the player. So we'll go into another game and test it out again. Okay guys, we are back, and another important thing that I wanted to point out is 4v4 is not the best game type to use this skill on. It is what I'm doing right now, but I would recommend more doing it in 2v2, and I'll show you the reason hopefully in a second. Otherwise I will just explain it to you. So it looks like this guy's on his own. I'll try and catch up to him if I can. That guy's going to die, and yeah, I'll use it on this one. So you can see the hits down the bottom, by the way. It's doing 33, 33, so 4, 5, 6. He killed it, and all the little spiders are attacking it now. And it looks like actually that little spider changed targets, which is quite interesting. So they can change targets. I guess it just depends who's closer, or I think whether he dies. If he did happen to die, then all the little spiders would just go after anyone, or whoever's closest. So the important thing that I wanted to note is that all attacks in this game are fairly explosive. Especially attacks like Fireball or Rocket Chicken, which makes it very easy for players to kill your spider and your little spiders. So make sure that when you use it, you don't use it in a huge group of people where all the explosions are happening, otherwise it will die pretty quickly. Okay guys, let's test it out in another game and see if I can show you what I mean by that. Okay guys, we are back in another game, and I'll just test it out again. So something important that I wanted to note this time is if you look down at the bottom about the damage, I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. I'll just use it on this guy. So actually this guy has a bone shield on, which is very interesting. It's actually hitting through his bone shield, and this guy isn't attacking it. I don't know if he's my friend or something, but he doesn't want to kill it for some reason, and it is constantly doing 33 damage, you can see down bottom. So every hit it's doing 33 damage. He just activated his shield wall, and it's not actually doing any less damage when he activated his shield wall. So it clearly goes through shield wall, it goes through bone shield, so it goes through everything, which is very interesting to note. It doesn't look like this guy is actually going to kill it. It looks like he's going to die from it, or he actually did. He just used a fireball, or someone used a fireball. And it did die. So now all the little spawnlings managed to kill it, and we'll see what they do. Oh wow, okay, so they teleport instantly to that guy up there. And it is doing a lot of damage. You can see down bottom how much damage it is doing, but they are doing 5 fairly frequently, and this guy is probably freaking out. And they do teleport to them, so you can't get away. They can't use Bull Rush and get away. They can't use shield wall and they can't use bone shield to defend against these things. Okay, we'll go into another game and check it out again. Okay guys, so before we go into the next game, I just wanted to point out how much damage they actually did. I added it up, and the largest spider did a total of 1,155 damage to the person, and all the baby spiders combined on both people did an average of about 250 damage. It was very difficult to count because of all the fives, but it was somewhere around 250 damage. So another thing I wanted to explain really quickly is how that large spider actually deals its damage. Basically what happens is once it hits the player, so say it just hits the player once, that player is poisoned. The spider does not continue to hit the player. That spider will pretty much just sit there, even though it looks like it's hitting it, it just sits there for the next 6 seconds while that player is being damaged by poison. And that poison will do 200 damage, like it said in the shop. So if say the player was sitting there for 7 seconds being hit by the spider would be able to re-poison the player, which would deal another 200 damage. So that's how I got the damage up to 1,155, if you were wondering. So yeah, that's how it works. So so that means actually the spider can die straight away, and it will still deal at least 200 damage, just due to the poison. Okay guys, so here we are in another game, and I'm just going to once again show you how much, I'm actually going to show you how much health it has this time. So I'm going to spawn it next to this guy with a bone shield, and we already found out that it does go through the bone shield. So I think this guy's hit it about 3 times so far, no one else has hit it really. It's just teleported to that guy, so I'm not going to actually be able to catch up. I'll just put my wall down and hopefully catch up in time. I don't know if he hit it anymore, but it doesn't look like it. It's clearly having some trouble getting down edges, so it doesn't jump, but it does still teleport, which is always good, and it teleports like crazy, and I didn't actually realize how low I was getting, but that is fine. I'll go in spectator. So it kills that guy, it goes onto this one, and he is just going to, okay, so he killed it in about 2 hits or something, and all little spiders are going to damage it. So some important things to note, like I was saying just before, as soon as, actually I'll try and find it for you. So it says there, your Broodmother poison Ice Blazer 975 for 6 seconds. So it did that at the start, then 6 seconds later it does it again. So that little period there, that has 200 damage in it. That has 200 damage in it, then he gets poisoned again, which is another 200 damage. The basic thing that I'm trying to get you all to take away from this is you cannot run away from Broodmother. If it's attacking you, it's going to teleport to you and it's going to keep on poisoning you. So it kept on poisoning him, and then the other guy killed it. It poisoned the other guy once, did 200 damage, he killed it, and then all the Broodmothers started attacking it. And that's actually the reason there are these there's this 33 in the middle, because he killed it up here. So the Broodmother started hitting it, but the poison was still hitting it, so it didn't matter that the Broodmother had died. So that's also very interesting, and we'll move on to another game. Alright guys, I have it again, and just before I start, I wanted to point something out. So in another game, I just tried using it before, and I tried using it on someone who was standing about here, and when I used it, the guy accidentally ran around behind this thing. And what happened is the spider actually gets stuck on this. So it tries to climb it, but clearly it can't climb over it. And since the guy was just standing here, it did not teleport to him again. So it was kind of just stuck there, just sitting there. So that's something, I guess, a weakness. You can get away from it pretty easily if you just go behind one of those columns. However, of course, it's still going to deal the 200 damage from the initial poison hit. So I'll try it on this guy. We'll just chase him down and use it. No, come back here, you. And another thing you want to know is you don't actually want to freeze the person. It is very difficult to use on the person. You are going to take quite a lot of damage if you try. One thing to note is you don't want to freeze the guy once you use it. There's no point. You actually want him to run away if anything, so he's not attacking your Broodmother. So that guy killed it, and that actually won us the game that time, with all my little spiders everywhere. So I don't know, I think that only, oh actually that poisoned him twice, so yeah, it's very beneficial if they run away from your spider. Alright, we'll go into one final game and see how it goes. Alright guys, this is the final game, and we have got someone AFK here, and I wanted to show you all something. So once I spawn this Broodmother, I am hitting it right now, and I just wanted to point out that you cannot kill your own Broodmother, which is a very good thing, I guess. So it's going to teleport away. I don't even know where it whisked it off to. It looks like it went to this guy over here, who is running from it. So a few things I just wanted to wrap up on. One of the things is it's not the best for 4v4 because you have to kill 4 people, and it can take multiple hits. It's much better for something like 2v2 to surprise the opponents. It is a lot of fun, however, definitely a lot more fun than Shield Wall. And it is a very good ultimate skill. If you have the time to get up to level 10, then I definitely suggest buying it. It's definitely worth the 25,000 coins which it costs, but mind you, it's probably not worth grinding out the 10 levels. So just do that over time. Just start the quests on Hypixel, and just do them whenever you can. And once you get up to level 10, I definitely suggest getting it. It's definitely worth it, and it is a lot of fun. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. This has been Crow97 with my guide on the new skill, ultimate skill, which is called Broodmother.